I miss the sunshine burning on my day. And I miss the ice cream sticking to my face. Wake up from a bad dream, you go away. Wake up now, I'm lonely, nothing to say. I'm out of space, I'm out of time.
Oh hey, I didn't really see you there. I'm here at Akita International University, and hopefully this is the first and last episode of Things I Have at My Dorm, but Not at My Home tour. God, I really need friends. So the first thing after you've come in from the entryway, which I also like to call the door, is you'll be greeted by this staircase of doom. So let's say that you have a very heavy minion luggage, for example, or you went to your friend's place and you went crazy with the alcohol. You people! Then these staircases are definitely not your friend if you don't want to wake up the next morning at a hospital without your legs. Obviously, not every apartment has staircases. I live in Sakura Village, and there is a downstairs apartment and an upstairs apartment, but they are separated with different entrances. So people living upstairs cannot directly access people living downstairs. It's two separate apartments. I just so happened to be living on the upstairs. So to the right of the door, there is a shoe rack with plenty of space to put all your shoes, but I only have 2 pairs because I am very broke. And my flatmate also only have 1 pair of shoes, so there are plenty of space for something else. But for anyone who has a slight hint of laziness, they would just put their shoes right here because it is much more convenient. Do I look like I have 10 extra seconds per day to put the shoes onto the rack after I've taken off my shoe? You are correct. I definitely have an extra 10 seconds. So up the staircase of doom, there is a small hallway, and to the right of the hallway, there is the toilet and bathroom. I am quite surprised that most of the toilets in Japan, at least I've seen, are these smart toilets, because back in Hong Kong, I only have 1 button for my toilet, which is for flushing. So if your toilet has other buttons that do things besides flushing, then I would consider it as a fancy toilet. On the right side, there is even a full control panel for you to do many things. You can shower your butt or bidet your fridge. And there's a function for you to warm the toilet seat. And you know what they say, what's worse than a cold toilet seat? It's a warm toilet seat. So next to the toilet, there is a bathroom. So this bathroom has a decent shower area and a bathtub. It's not the biggest bathtub in the world, but I don't even have a bathtub at home. Outside the shower area, there's a sink for you to wash up. I love the mirrors and the light because they're bright enough and it shows me very clearly, especially in the morning, of how ugly I am. To my left and your right of the hallway, there are 3 doors, which are 3 separate bedrooms. Supposedly, this is a 3-bedroom apartment and 3 students can live in 1 apartment. In my case, there's only 2 students. The middle room is empty. Or is it? But before we move on to the rooms, this is the dining area and the kitchen. It is big, it is clean, it's a little bit empty, which kind of reminds me of my brain. Because my flatmate and I are both exchange students, when we moved into the apartment, it is empty. There is literally nothing. Whereas in other apartments where there are local students, they tend to have more things piled up in their kitchen and dining area. But it isn't really logical to go out and get new utensils, pots and pans, because we're only here for 3 months. But we do have a microwave, an induction stove, and a fridge, which opens, wait for it, 2 ways. I don't even have this at my home. There are actually more space down here, but we just stock all our food in there, which is not a lot. I'm actually low-key running out of food, so I have to go up and restock again. This boy has to eat, but don't have food. And finally, we've come to the holy grail of this things I have in my dorm, but not in my home tour. which is obviously me. No, I'm just kidding. It's my room. I'm actually quite surprised by how big this room is for one person. You can easily fit a queen-size bed in here and still have ample room to walk about. So coming in from the door to my right and your left is a shelf where I put everything that I brought and everything that I bought. So I have clothes at the bottom, camera gears, toiletries, and some food and snacks because they are an essential part of my midnight grind. And on the top, there are some books and documents and the coolest sling bag ever. And to my left and your right of the shelf, there is you guys' favorite minion suitcase. And here is my workspace. They provided a nice desk for me to work on. This setup is basically the same setup I have in Hong Kong, except without the big ass monitor, which I really do miss editing on. The laptop, the microphone, and the mouse is basically the same, with the only exception being the keyboard. This is the Newfie Air 60. I wanted to bring a keyboard on this trip, but the Iconix I have at home is a little bit chunky to fit in my suitcase, so I needed something lighter and more portable. And just so happened, Newfie reached out to me 2 days before my flight and sent over their Air 60 for me to try out. This is a 60% low profile, hot swappable mechanical keyboard. If you are interested in purchasing this keyboard, you can use the link in the description down below and you can get a 10% off using my code. So on the right of my desk, there is a small charging station where I charge my cameras and my phone. And finally, we have this small platform next to the window, and I like to sit here every morning to absorb my daily dose of vitamin D and stare into the wilderness and contemplate about life. And also, you can see there is a guitar. Obviously, I didn't bring it here, even if my mom told me to. This guitar is not mine. It's from a neighbor next door. I low-key miss playing on my guitar, and just so happened, neighbors next door, he has a guitar, and I asked if I can borrow it and play with it every now and then when I'm stuck on editing. And no, I will not play for you guys right now. I just won't. Also, I have some plants from my Ikebana class, which is flower arranging, and the flowers are low-key dying. I swear I took good care of it. I change out the water every 2 days, but the flowers still died on me. I don't know what it is. Maybe they just don't like me. And here, there's a bar where you can hang your clothes. And finally, how can I forget, we have my bed. I sleep on it. Thank you. You are welcome. Alright, I guess that's it for things I have at my dorm, but not at my home tour. God, I really need friends. I think there are 5 dorms in Akita International University. One of them is under renovation. The one that I'm living at right now is called Sakura Village, and it is an apartment-styled dorm. Every dorm is slightly different from each other, and if I have the chance to, and if you guys are interested, I'll definitely try to show you guys what the other dorms look like. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for sticking to the end of the video. Have a great rest of the day wherever you are, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Bye. I know she'll be ready when I pull up, time to slide. Catch me on public game.